Hi, this is Lucero from We Are Earthformed, and I'm coming to you with a demo and review of the Linkyo All-Purpose Liquid Chalk Markers 20-piece set. It includes the colors gold and silver. These Linkyo markers are good for plastic, glass, glossy board, metal, and any non-porous surface. If you want to use it on a chalkboard, you might want to test it first because it could be permanent. Now here's the 20 chalk markers that are included in the set along with gold and silver. Now, and there's also replaceable tips in here. Now to get started with these, you'll have to prime them, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Now the instructions on the box are very simple. You have to uncap it, press down on the tip to release pressure in the tube, then recap it. With the cap on the right way, and give it a good shake. This way you'll mix up the ink inside, and then using a non-porous surface like this plastic bag, what I like to use is either aluminum foil, saran wrap, or like this plastic bag that I know isn't important if it gets torn or ripped or ruined in any way. So you just have to keep pressing down on the tip until the chalk paint starts to come out. You might have to do this several times to get it completely primed. And there you have it. You can see the blue paint coming out. Now I've already tested this on my tile, and I know that it is not going to stain. I know, well, this is one thing you need to be aware of. Be careful when you recap them, because there's a little tube inside the cap that I'll show you right now. And this little tube in the middle is where the felt tip is supposed to sit when the cap goes on. And if you don't get it just right, you're going to do what I did and accidentally slice the felt tip of the chalk marker. So to keep your felt tips pristine, be careful when you recap them. Now here, the chalk is almost completely clean, dry. Up there it's not quite dry, but it's no big deal. With a dry paper towel, or if it does seem to leave some residue, just get your paper towel or your washcloth a little bit wet and wipe it off. Something you need to be aware of though is if your non-porous surface is near a porous surface like grout, please be careful when you are cleaning it, because if it's not properly sealed to prevent it from staining, your chalk marker might ruin that area. So please be careful when applying the chalk marker to these areas. So we're going to see what other surfaces these Linkyo all-purpose neon chalk markers work on. It works on mirrors. It works on glass. And there's something strange that happened with this. The welcome home part that was written in gold, you'll notice that it started to run. For some reason, the paint in the gold colored marker was not as thick as the other marker, and it started to run all over. So as it dried, I had to take a paper towel and clean that up, but it worked okay. It also works on stainless steel. So if you need to leave a message for a loved one in a way that they're actually going to see when they walk in the door, using one of these chalk markers is going to catch their attention. Plus, it's easy to clean. Like I mentioned before, all you have to do is use a dry paper towel, or if it does leave some residue, just some water or Windex, and it'll come right off. Now I did test the laminate on my cabinets to make sure that it was not going to be stained by these, and it worked just fine. But I would suggest that you test the laminate in your kitchen in an inconspicuous area first before you start writing all over it. Luckily, if I hadn't tested it first, this color kind of mixes in with the color of my cabinets okay. So I did get a little spot that didn't want to come off when I was cleaning everything, but it ended up turning out just fine. So it seems that the silver marker is a little thicker than the ink in the gold marker. So that's something to keep in mind. Now we're going to look at how easy it is to clean up these markers once you're done. Now we're back to our welcome home sign that I drew on our front door. With a dry paper towel, I'm going to just rub it away. And it wasn't 100% dry, so it did smear a little bit, but a little bit of elbow grease and I was able to wipe all of it away. And like I mentioned before, if I had a little bit of water, just wipe that across the whole thing and it'll look like nothing was even ever on there. See? Easy to clean. These simple to use Linkyo professional grade markers come equipped with a 6mm reversible chisel and round tip. In just a second I'll show you how to remove them. You just uncap it, pull the tip out of the marker, turn it over, and reinsert it. Now granted, it's going to be a little bit more messy once the ink has been on the tip, but fact of the matter is you have the option to change it. Now these Linkyo chalk markers should always be stored horizontally, in or out of the box. Now if you're going to use the box to store them, make sure that you stagger the lids properly or you're going to have a heck of a time getting them back in there. I learned that the hard way. I want to say thank you to Linkyo for providing this set of 20 chalk markers for the purposes of review. Please make sure to check the links below for their Amazon page and also follow me on all my social media networks. Thanks again for watching and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any awesome reviews on this channel.